I actually produced a lot more of this type of work when I was younger, and I'd go down to different dance clubs in like Southeast LA, East LA, and document people that would hang out, friends that were creating their own sort of scene and subculture within like a dominant, I guess like more mainstream context. So for me, it was about this documentation of overlooked communities or overlooked scenes that were being created out of this sort of necessity when you don't really feel like the mainstream is being reflective of your own person, to create your own space and your own art and your own fashion and your own music as well. So that's primarily where the work is born out of. So for this context, in terms of the 80s exhibition, or like, are those influenced by the 80s, I think the music subcultures, or like the whole Chicano club scene in LA, was really influenced by 80s music, especially early 80s punk, and also the way that that sort of morphed into different British pop music, or a lot of 80s bands from the UK. And then there's this dialogue between working class 80s bands and also between sort of this like culture, this really specific culture in East LA or Southeast LA at the same time. So it's just I think there's something weird that happened across oceans in terms of this really working class area of, I guess, like Manchester, where all these bands were coming out of, and you know, children of immigrants growing up from working class immigrant families too. So there was this weird connection that happened. So I think that's where a lot of the work kind of tries to illustrate. And also the fashion too. So in that influence, there's also a visual aesthetic as well as just a primarily musical one.